Hi everyone, I'm Kyle from Raising Violet and Magenta. You've probably seen some of the videos that my wife Jasper has uploaded recently, and in case you missed it, we decided to take a shot at homeschooling this year. And it's been fun so far. It's been a really great experience, and a lot of people from our community have asked us to keep them updated and let them know what topics we're studying, how we're doing this. And homeschooling doesn't really scare me at all, but making these videos absolutely terrifies me. So please bear with me as I try to get through this and put out content. For our first week of homeschool, we decided to focus on rainbows because our girls have been dying to go on a picnic and are obsessed with rainbows. So it was a good place to start, good way to slow pitch it. We did 4 days of science, and the first day we kept it pretty high level. So there's a book that I've read to my girls for the last couple years, and it's called Optical Physics for Babies. And this is a great book, super simple, really breaks down in very basic terms what optical physics is. So we read through the book twice just so that they could get a feel for it and start to notice some of the themes and concepts. And we also did an experiment. For today's experiment, we created a rainbow using a prism. And you can buy a prism online, but I decided to go the less expensive route and just make a prism myself. So this is what I did. You can take the plastic packaging from any toy that you have and just shape it so that you have a triangular prismatic shape. And I used some packing tape just to seal it together on one of the corners, and then I hot glued it to a square on the very bottom. And what you do is you fill this with water and then go to a dark room, and you have to shine a light through the prism in order to produce the rainbow. And what I did was, instead of just shining a light right on the prism, I first had to go through a slit. So you can cut a slit into cardboard. I cut a slit into a piece of wood, and that just helps you to focus it to get a more vibrant rainbow. And you don't have to get super technical with it. Day one is just all about observation. Really, all of homeschooling science for kids this age, ages 4 and 6, science is all about observation, and you don't have to give them all the details. It's just getting the big ideas, like getting them to start asking questions, getting them to start observing their environment is what we're really after. And so what I did with my girls is that I showed them that white light enters the prism, and then as it exits the prism, you can see a rainbow projected. Just really, really simple. Like, you see that I'm shining a light here and a rainbow's coming out here, and that's all you need to know for today. And we also watched a video called The Science of Light and Color for Kids, which you can find on our YouTube channel playlist, Picnics and Rainbows. For day 2, we reread some of Optical Physics for Babies, and I'm gonna read you a couple pages from it right now. This is a ball. The ball is red. It reflects red light. It absorbs blue and green light. So the key concept from this is that colored objects reflect light of its own color, and it absorbs all other colors of light. This is a clear ball. Colors pass through it. Key concept here is that light passes through clear objects like windows. Today's activity was a colored object scavenger hunt, which turned out to be an absolute riot. The girls loved it. So we were in our schoolroom, and instead of saying, find me something that's red, I asked them the question, find me something that reflects red light. So it's just a slightly different way of framing the question, and it gets the concept into their head that an object is a certain color because that's the light that it reflects. So I had them find an object that reflects red light and orange light and yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And they are sprinting across the house looking for things that are those colors and just dying laughing the whole time. It was great. On day 3, we went to the next pages of Optical Physics for Babies, and here they are. Light travels in a straight line until it hits something. Then light can be reflected or refracted. Key concept here is that light reflects off shiny surfaces like mirrors. Another key point is that light is refracted through clear objects such as glass, water, or prisms. And instead of saying refracted, sometimes it's easier for the kids to visualize if you say bent. So light is bent when it goes through objects like windows, water, or prisms. For an experiment for this day, all I had them do was go into a dark room and grab a flashlight and shine it onto a mirror and reflect it onto other objects in the room. And then I went back to the experiment from day one where we made a rainbow using a prism. And the main reason for that was so that they could see how light was refracted through the prism and separates into all the different colors. And they actually noticed that not only was light refracted through the prism, but they noticed that there was also some light that was being reflected that was still white. So that was a pretty cool observation that they had. On our final day of science, we went again back to optical physics for babies. Not a huge surprise, but it's been a great book. If white light hits a raindrop, out comes a rainbow. Key concept is that rainbows are created by light reflecting and refracting through raindrops. On a sunny, rainy day, you might see a rainbow in the sky like this. We imagine rainbows look like this, but they really look more like this. Now that's not all the pages, I skimmed over it, but key concept here is that rainbows are made of an entire spectrum of color. They don't need to know all the different colors between red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, but the key concept is that they are seeing that these colors blend together to make an infinite number of colors, and just opens up their minds to the possibilities. We also watched a video called Rainbows and Refraction, which is also posted on our YouTube channel under the playlist Picnics and Rainbows. I really hope you guys enjoyed my science video this week. It took me way too long to record it. Hopefully next week is better. I will post a video that shows a more in-depth look at the science experiment where I made the prism and projected a rainbow. So, see you guys next week.